Welcome back. Though the WNBA season ended a few months ago, Caitlin Clark is still bringing in accolades. The WNBA's Rookie of the Year and former Iowa Hawkeye was named to the 2025 Forbes Sports 30 Under 30 list at just 22 years old. Clark is the sole representative of the WNBA on the list.
What happens when a first-year player out-earns every WNBA veteran? We're about to find out. Caitlin Clark just pocketed $1.1 million this year, making her the league's top earner. But hold on to your jerseys. Her actual WNBA salary is just a fraction of that.
Oh, Caitlin Clark just made a serious amount of money. We did not realize just how much money Caitlin Clark had made from brand deals. And all in all, it is a crazy amount. And it's so much that Caitlin Clark is in the top 10 highest paid female athletes in the world while playing basketball.
Now, you'd think the league would be celebrating, right?
Wrong.
Some WNBA stars are seeing green, and it's not just the color of money. Who are these veterans, and what are they saying? But wait until you hear how Clark is responding to the jealousy. Her latest move is typical Caitlin Clark. It's not just smart, it's potentially revolutionary for every player in the WNBA.
It's not something that happens. You might be saying, she's top 5, she's top 10, who's number 1? Is it Aja Wilson number 1? I mean, if Aja Wilson was asked about this, and these are not accurate numbers, Caitlin Clark is making 11 million, so Aja Wilson's making 12. But she's the only basketball player in the top.
Picture this. A fresh-faced rookie steps onto the WNBA court, and in an instant, the entire league shifts on its axis. That's exactly what happened when Caitlin Clark made her professional debut. From the moment she laced up her sneakers, the buzz was electric. Fans packed arenas, social media exploded, and suddenly, everyone was talking about women's basketball. But while the crowds went wild, not everyone was thrilled. Some veteran players eyed Clark with skepticism. Who is this newcomer stealing all the spotlight? Could she really live up to the hype? Clark's response: she let her game do the talking, and boy, did it speak volumes. In her rookie season alone, she shattered an astounding 62 records. That's not a typo, 62. From scoring to assists, Clark rewrote the WNBA record books faster than you could say three-pointers.
I just come out here and try to, play basketball in a way that people love watching, in a way that is going to make my team successful, and the records and whatever, or the stats, that's just what comes with it.
But Clark's impact wasn't just limited to what happened on the court. The real shocker came when the TV ratings rolled in. WNBA viewership skyrocketed by 300% for games featuring Clark. Let that sink in for a moment. In a world where attention spans are shrinking, Clark tripled the number of eyes on women's basketball.
Other WNBA superstars are responsible for the bang that they have been occurring. We've been hearing superstars like Aja Wilson saying that she's been playing a role. Other superstars like Angel says she's been playing a role. Well, one thing I will tell you guys, men lie, women lie, and numbers definitely do not lie.
Now, you might be wondering what all this excitement and these broken records mean for the bottom line. Well, get ready for a term you'll be hearing a lot: Clarkonomics. Dr. Ryan Brewer, an expert who crunched the numbers, put it best: the figures are so staggering they don't even seem real. How staggering, you ask? Try this on for size. Caitlin Clark is responsible for a whopping 26.5% of the WNBA's entire economic activity. One rookie, barely out of college, driving over a quarter of a professional league's economy. It's unprecedented. But here's the reality. We're just scratching the surface of Clark's impact. While she's breaking records and boosting ratings, there's another set of numbers that's about to blow your mind. Let's talk money.
She just made Sportico's list of the top 10 highest paid female athletes in the world for 2024. Of course, almost all of that from endorsements, where she reportedly made about $11 million.
Imagine being responsible for over a quarter of an entire professional league's economic activity. Now, picture your salary being less than what some people spend on coffee in a year. Welcome to the bizarre world of Caitlin Clark's finances, where nothing adds up the way you'd expect.
Trying to figure out where it actually should be, what her actual worth is a hell of an experiment, because when you're talking about just bringing eyeballs and raising a game, she should be the highest paid. Maybe male, female, or whatever, right up there. At least damn near the top of them.
Let's break it down. Clark's rookie salary with the Indiana Fever, $76,500 over the span of 4 years. That's a fraction of the revenue she's generating for the league. But here's where it gets interesting. Despite this seemingly low salary, Clark is actually the 10th highest paid female athlete in 2024. How? 2 words: endorsement deals. Clark's total earnings for the year, $1.1 million. That's right, a 145 times increase from her WNBA salary. The bulk of this comes from her endorsements, which make up about 95% of her income.
Clark and the Fever were worth almost 50% of the league's broadcast value last season, which checks with what we saw from the ratings and everything. We know about the attendance, what we know about the attention, all of those things.
The crown jewel in Clark's endorsement portfolio is her deal with Nike. Ready for these numbers? $28 million over 8 years. That's $3.5 million annually, nearly 46 times her WNBA salary. Some even say Nike got her at a major discount. But Nike's not alone. Clark has also partnered with Gatorade, State Farm, Wilson, Panini, Buick, and others. This huge gap between Clark's on-court and off-court earnings highlights a crucial issue in the WNBA. The league operates under a strict salary cap, with only 99.33% of league revenues allocated to player salaries. Compare that to the NBA, where players get a 50% share of the pie.
See are the B's that are being dramatic about Caitlin Clark. That's all I see. They try so long to get respect for women's basketball, and then they treat it like a junior high school girl's locker room. Junior high school girl antics on the court. Instead of playing the game, they got to be drama because they're jealous. Instead of letting their skills speak for themselves, they got to be drama because they're jealous.
Clark's financial success is turning heads. It's a testament to her impact both on and off the court, so much so that she's recently been named in Forbes 30 Under 30 for sports, the only WNBA player to make the list. But here's the million-dollar question. Could Clark's success be the spark for change in the WNBA? Her unprecedented impact could influence future negotiations about player compensation. After all, when one rookie is driving over a quarter of the league's economic activity, it's hard to justify such a low salary cap.
Caitlin Clark is the vehicle that will bring this sport that I have loved so much and so long to little 5-year-old girls playing in Harlem. I say yes, bravo.
Yes.
I have no problem with that. I do think that there is a thing called pretty privilege.
As we marvel at Clark's earning power, it's important to remember that she's the exception. Most WNBA players don't have multi-million-dollar endorsement deals to fall back on. And not everyone's thrilled about Clark's meteoric rise. In fact, some of her fellow players are seeing green, and it's not just the color of money. If you've made it this far and are enjoying the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. We know watching this video takes up some of your time, and we appreciate you. Now, back to the action.
Idea of some players being jealous? Yes, that probably exists. Okay. To me, yeah, jealous, sure. I mean, would you be jealous of somebody that got $28 million a shoe deal or whatever the deal is before you step foot in the pro?
While Caitlin Clark's been busy breaking records, she's also been breaking something else: the fragile egos of some WNBA veterans. But here's the twist: their petty reactions are actually making Clark even more popular. How did the league's new Golden Girl become both its biggest asset and its most controversial figure?
Wilson is the queen of the delusion. She's absolutely the queen of the delusion.
It's no secret that Clark's arrival in the WNBA caused quite a stir. While fans were going wild, not everyone in the locker room was jumping for joy. Some veteran players started eyeing Clark with a mix of skepticism and, let's face it, a good dose of jealousy. Can you blame them? Here's this rookie, suddenly stealing all the spotlight and raking in endorsement deals left and right.
Crazy because literally nobody asked, and sources close to A'ja Wilson decided to answer anyway.
The tension became impossible to ignore. Whispers in the locker room turned into not-so-subtle digs in interviews. Some players started questioning whether Clark could truly live up to the hype, while others complained about the attention she was getting, arguing that established stars weren't receiving their due. It felt like high school all over again, except with million-dollar contracts on the line. In fact, A'ja Wilson, the reigning league MVP, recently tried to one-up Clark by leaking that she received a bigger offer.
What little girl wants to grow up and play in a league where you're targeted like that? How do you sit here and profess and demand that everyone take women's sports seriously when you can't even take it seriously enough to not act like a junior high queen on the court? It's stupid. That's so dumb. It looks like a soap opera.